I finally figured this out. When somebody's a technical expert today, quote, technical expert, they went through a university or a program. A doctor, lawyer, engineer, they went through some type of educational program, right? And I'll just take an engineer, and I found out the same thing applies to doctors. But I'll talk about engineers. What they do to engineers is they quickly get them looking at detailed numbers, equations. They run us through classes that when I get out of the class, within a summer period of being away, I've forgotten 80% of everything they taught me. Because it's down in the detail like this. Just details. Okay? And they do like 4 years of this. Right? Looking at the detail. So you come out of school and you're looking for details. So they give you a project. Wow, a project. The first project I ever got, I'm sitting there, my boss comes in and he says, "You graduated in civil engineering?" I go, "Absolutely." He said, "I want you to design a building, give me the full specs, give me all the drawings, and it has to be ready to go to procurement, and I need it in 2 or 3 months. The faster you can do it, the better off I am." And I said, "Excuse me?" And I had this he's like a, we call him civil servants, but this guy was like a hippie. You know, some of you don't know what a hippie is. Long hair, beard, sitting there in this job, lives in the desert in a small trailer, you know, just enjoys nature. He's sitting there. He's watching the whole thing. My boss leaves. He says, "Dean, don't worry. I'm going to teach you how to do this." He said, "We got the first thing you need to know. We got all our projects in what we call the Mylar room." You know, they used to put this on Mylar before we had our more efficient printing systems. And then you'd go and then you'd have a print system. You put the Mylar on paper and you roll it through and you know, it comes out with the prints, right? Which is what everybody in construction uses. He said, he took me back to the room. He said, "Let's look through all these old projects." He says, "You have to design a building, relatively simple, no special needs." He's looked through, he says, here's what pulls it out. He goes, "Let's run a couple sets here." So we run out a couple sets. He said, "Now, here's the specifications that came with that." He said, "This is real simple. You just listen to my instructions." He said, "Whenever you know, after you look at these prints, that your building has something different than what we see there, you're going to change it. Dimensions, whatever, we change it. You need mechanical work, you're going to give it to the mechanical guy. He's going to do the same thing. You know, he's going to mark it up, and he'll get it back to you." Now, he said, the specifications. If you understand something, you change it. If you don't understand it, you use exactly the same verbiage. Don't change anything. I said, "You've got to be kidding me." He said, "Trust me. Okay? Just do it." He said, "Then you give all these marked up drawings over to the draftsperson, and they'll create this set of prints, and you'll look at it and you'll go, wow, man, I'm pretty good." So I did it. It came out spectacular. My boss was so impressed. "You're the fastest to ever do this." He said, "Now the next step. We're going to go right to procurement. This is going to go out on the street. The contractor is going to bid on it. And when we find somebody who we make an award to," he says, "you're going to go out there and tell them what to do. You're going to tell them when they're not meeting the requirements and when they're meeting the requirements." And I said, "Oops. I know nothing. How am I going to do that?" Thought about it. I decided a course of action. When the project got awarded and they started construction, I would go home and I would not come back into the office until the project was completed. That's what I did. Came back in when the project was completed. Everybody goes, "Great job, Kashiwagi, great job." I said, wow. I said, I, as somebody who knows nothing, who came into government work, did that. And then they said, you know, you're so good at this, we want to elevate you. Now you're going to look at work that we outsource, that these professional designers and engineers put out these drawings. So I meet the engineers, I go, wow, you guys are really set up well. They give me the first setback. I start going through it. I get to a page and I go, the block with the title and everything, it's not even the right project. Then it dawns on me. What are they doing? The same thing I was doing. Right? And then I started investigating the industry, and what I uncovered in the construction industry defied my belief. My dad was a civil engineer. That's why I became a civil engineer. He was into the detail. And I figured out that if I continued to get stuck in the details, all this stuff was going on around me that I didn't understand, that totally took away any of the efficiencies that I could produce.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to our channel for more content. If you have any questions about the best value approach or for Dr. Dean, leave them in the comment section below and we'll get to them in a later video. Thanks. We'll see you next time.